Welcome to our deep dive into the cool and refreshing world of mint chemistry.
Yeah, we're going to dive deep into what makes mint so unique, especially for, those cocktail enthusiasts out there.
You've already shared some intriguing initial facts about mint with us, like how its chemistry basically revolves around menthol and those related terpenes.
Yeah, and how that very menthol molecule actually activates those cold-sensitive receptors that we have all over our bodies.
So it's not actually a temperature change. It's really fascinating to think that that cooling sensation we get from mint is like a trick that our bodies play on us.
It is. It's truly a physiological response that's triggered by, those specific molecules interacting with our nervous system.
You also pointed out that the odor masking property of mint, thanks to those compounds, is why it's such a staple in all those breath-freshening products.
Yeah, exactly. And that brings us to those essential oils that we were talking about before, peppermint and spearmint.
Ah, yes, those powerhouses packed with menthol and menthone. What exactly is it about these oils that makes them so special?
Well, both peppermint and spearmint oils have high concentrations of menthol and menthone, which, as we've said, are those key players in that cooling sensation. But they've also been used for centuries in traditional medicine for a variety of reasons.
Like soothing an upset stomach or relieving a tension headache? I've heard those are pretty common uses.
You're absolutely right. And modern science is really starting to understand the mechanisms behind these traditional applications. For instance, research has shown that menthol can actually relax the muscles in our digestive tracts. So that helps explain why it's effective in, easing tummy troubles and things like bloating.
I've also read that peppermint oil is being explored as like a potential treatment option for irritable bowel syndrome or IBS. Have you come across that at all in your research?
Yeah, and it's really quite fascinating. The current thinking is that peppermint oil, through its anti-inflammatory properties, can actually help to calm the nerves that are responsible for regulating bowel movements.
So it's not just a pleasant aroma with these essential oils. There seems to be like real medicinal value packed in there.
Precisely. And what's even more remarkable is their versatility. Peppermint oil, for instance, is used in aromatherapy to enhance alertness and focus.
While spearmint oil is known for its calming and relaxing effects.
That's correct. Yeah, it all boils down to subtle differences in their chemical composition. While they both contain menthol, the ratios of other compounds like menthone and limone are what create those unique properties.
That's fascinating. So even though both oils come from the mint family, their chemical variations lead to such distinct effects. It's like how THC makes you hungry, but CBD can actually suppress appetite, both from, cannabis, but with very different impacts.
That's an excellent analogy. It really highlights how, those seemingly small tweaks in a molecule structure can lead to significant differences in how our bodies respond to it.
So we've established that that cooling effect of mint is more of a clever illusion created by menthol interacting with our nervous system. But why do certain compounds like menthol trigger that cold response in the first place? What's happening at the molecular level?
Well, menthol molecules have a very specific shape and set of chemical properties that allow them to bind to certain receptors on our nerve cells. These receptors are called TRPM8 receptors, and they're essentially our body's cold sensors.
Hold on, TRPM8 receptors, are those the same ones that fire off when we like touch an ice cube, signaling cold to our brains?
You got it. They're what we call ion channels, which means they control the flow of charged particles across the cell membrane. So when a menthol molecule binds to a TRPM8 receptor, it triggers a signal that travels to the brain, which then interprets it as a sensation of cold.
So is it sort of like a key sitting into a lock, the menthol molecule being the key and the receptor to lock?
That's a great way to visualize it. What's remarkable is that this system isn't exclusive to menthol. Other compounds, like those found in eucalyptus or even hot peppers, can also activate these receptors, leading to those, familiar sensations of cooling or, in the case of chili peppers, heat.
That's fascinating. So our bodies are wired for these specific chemical interactions. It's like we have our own built-in systems for experiencing these sensations.
Exactly. Our bodies are incredibly complex, and they're constantly responding to a vast array of molecules. And understanding, those interactions can open up new possibilities in medicine, our understanding of the brain, and even perhaps our understanding of consciousness itself.
It really is incredible how something as seemingly simple as mint can lead to such deep insights into how our bodies and brains work.
It's a fantastic reminder that there's always more to discover, even in the most everyday things. And that's what makes these deep dives so rewarding. Yes, another compound that's getting a lot of attention is perolyl alcohol. It's found in various mint species, and it's shown some pretty interesting results in, preclinical studies suggesting it might be able to inhibit the growth of certain types of cancer cells.
Wow, this is also fascinating. Sounds like there's a whole team of tiny but mighty warriors hiding within mint, ready to take on, some of our biggest health challenges.
Haha, that's a great analogy. It really does highlight that incredible complexity and the potential of the natural world. Who knows what other secrets are hidden within plants, just waiting to be discovered.
It really makes you appreciate, those everyday mint products in a whole new way. Speaking of which, let's circle back to something we touched upon earlier, mint's ability to mask odors. We talked about its role in breath freshening. But are there any other interesting applications for that odor masking property?
That's a great question, and the answer is yes. Mint's odor masking abilities have found their way into a surprising variety of applications. Beyond breath fresheners, you'll find mints in everything from household cleaners to air fresheners to personal care products like deodorants and foot powders.
So it's like a natural deodorizer for all sorts of things.
Precisely. And it's not just about covering up those unpleasant smells. Menthol, in particular, can actually bind to odor molecules, neutralizing them and preventing them from reaching our noses.
So it's not just masking the smell, it's actually like eliminating it at the source.
Exactly. And that makes it a valuable tool in combating a wide range of odors, from pet smells and cooking odors to, even smoke and mildew.
It's incredible how versatile mint is. It can trick our brains into feeling cool, soothe our stomachs, potentially fight cancer. And now we learn it can even neutralize odors. It's like a multi-purpose tool for health wellness and even just making our lives a little more pleasant.
Well said. It truly is a remarkable plant. And as we continue to explore its properties and potential, we're likely to discover even more fascinating applications for it.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in our exploration of mint, from its sensory effects to its medicinal properties to its odor masking abilities. But I'm curious, are there any potential downsides or drawbacks to using mint?
Yeah, that's an important question. While mint is generally considered safe for most people when used in moderation, there are a few things to keep in mind, as with any substance.
Like what?
Well, as we discussed earlier, some individuals may be allergic to mint, so it's always wise to do a patch test before applying it topically or ingesting it in large quantities.
And what about interactions with medications? Is that something people should be aware of?
Absolutely, mint can interact with certain medications, particularly those metabolized by the liver. So it's crucial to consult with a healthcare professional if you're taking any medications before incorporating mint into your routine, whether it's through essential oils, teas, or extracts.
Good point. So moderation and awareness are key when it comes to using mint, just like with anything else.
Precisely. And it's always best to err on the side of caution, especially if you have any underlying health conditions.
Now, you mentioned earlier that mint can relax the muscles in the digestive tract, which can be helpful for digestive issues, but I've also heard that it can worsen symptoms of heartburn or JID. Can you explain why that is?
You're right. While mint can be soothing for some digestive issues, it can actually exacerbate symptoms of GERD or gastroesophageal reflux disease.
Why is that?
Well, mint, particularly peppermint, can relax the lower esophageal sphincter, which is the muscle that acts as a valve between the esophagus and the stomach. This relaxation can allow stomach acid to flow back up into the esophagus, triggering heartburn and other GERD symptoms.
So it's a double-edged sword. It can be helpful for some digestive problems, but might worsen others.
Exactly. It's all about understanding how mint interacts with your individual physiology. And that's why it's always a good idea to pay attention to your body's signals and consult with a healthcare professional if you have any concerns.
Okay, so we've talked about mint's potential benefits and drawbacks, but I'm curious, are there any myths or misconceptions surrounding mint that you'd like to debunk?
That's a great question. And yes, there are a few persistent myths about mint that deserve some clarification.
Like what?
One common misconception is that mint is a sleep aid. While mint tea can be relaxing, mint itself, especially peppermint, can actually be quite stimulating. The menthol in peppermint can promote alertness and wakefulness, so it's not ideal for those struggling to fall asleep.
That's interesting. I've definitely heard of people recommending peppermint tea for sleep.
Yeah, it's an understandable mix-up, as the warmth and ritual of drinking tea can be relaxing. But if you're looking for a sleep-promoting beverage, chamomile or lavender tea might be better choices.
Good to know. Are there any other mint myths you'd like to address?
Another common misconception is that all mint varieties are created equal. While they share some similarities, different mint species can have distinct aromas, flavors, and even chemical compositions, leading to unique effects.
So it's not just about mint in general. It's about understanding the nuances of different mint varieties.
Exactly. We've already discussed the differences between peppermint and spearmint, but there's a whole world of other mint varieties out there, each with its own unique characteristics.
That's fascinating. It sounds like there's a whole botanical adventure waiting to be had exploring the diversity of the mint family.
Absolutely. And that's part of what makes botany so fascinating. There's always something new to discover, even within familiar plant families.
This deep dive is really changing the way I think about mint. It's no longer just that refreshing flavor in my toothpaste or that green garnish in my cocktail. It's a complex and fascinating plant with a rich history and a promising future.
Well said, and it's a reminder that even the most commonplace things can hold incredible secrets and potential just waiting to be uncovered.
Okay, so we've debunked some common mint myths, but this makes me wonder, are there any emerging trends or exciting new developments in the world of mint that our listeners should know about?
That's a great question, and the answer is a resounding yes. The world of mint is constantly evolving with new varieties being cultivated, new applications being explored, and new scientific discoveries being made.
Can you give us an example of an emerging trend that has caught your attention?
Absolutely. One trend that's particularly exciting is the growing interest in using mint in sustainable agriculture.
Really? How is mint being used in sustainable farming practices?
Well, mint, with its strong aroma and pest-repelling properties, is proving to be a valuable tool in organic pest control.
So it's like a natural pesticide.
In a way, yes, mint can be used as a companion plant, planted alongside other crops to deter pests and reduce the need for chemical pesticides.
That's fantastic. So not only does mint offer potential health benefits, but it can also contribute to more sustainable and environmentally friendly farming practices.
Exactly. And that's just one example. Mint is also being explored for its potential in bioremediation, which is the process of using organisms to clean up pollutants in the environment.
That's incredible. How does mint contribute to bioremediation?
Well, certain mint species have been found to be effective in absorbing heavy metals from contaminated soil and water.
So they're like little environmental superheroes cleaning up our messes.
That's a great way to put it, and it highlights the incredible potential of plants to play a role in restoring and protecting our planet.
This deep dive has really opened my eyes to the versatility and potential of mint. It's a plant with a long and fascinating history, and it seems like its future is even brighter.
I couldn't agree more, and it's a testament to the ongoing discoveries that await us as we continue to explore the natural world and unlock the secrets of plants like mint.
Okay, so we've covered mint's role in sustainable agriculture and bioremediation. But I'm curious, what about culinary trends? Are there any new and exciting ways that chefs and mixologists are incorporating mint into their creations?
That's a fantastic question, and the answer is a resounding yes. The culinary world is always looking for new and innovative ways to use ingredients, and mint is no exception.
What are some of the culinary trends you've observed?
Well, one trend that's particularly interesting is the use of mint in savory dishes, moving beyond its traditional role in desserts and beverages.
So we're not just talking about mint chocolate chip ice cream and mojitos anymore.
Exactly. Chefs are experimenting with mint in everything from salads and soups to grilled meats and seafood.
That sounds delicious. What types of mint are they using for these savory applications?
All sorts, peppermint, spearmints, and even lesser-known varieties like chocolate mint, apple mint, and pineapple mint are finding their way into savory dishes, adding a refreshing and often unexpected twist.
I can imagine those unique mint flavors adding a whole new dimension to savory dishes.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the flavor. Mint can also add visual appeal and a touch of whimsy to a plate.
What about in the world of cocktails? Are mixologists getting creative with mint as well?
Oh, absolutely. Mixologists are always on the lookout for new and exciting flavors to incorporate into their cocktails, and mint is a perennial favorite.
What are some of the innovative ways that they're using mint in cocktails these days?
Well, one trend that's caught my eye is the use of infused spirits. Mixologists are infusing spirits like vodka, gin, and tequila with fresh mint, creating unique and flavorful bases for cocktails.
That sounds delicious. What kind of cocktails can you make with mint-infused spirits?
The possibilities are endless. You could create a refreshing mint-infused vodka martini, a herbaceous mint-infused gin and tonic, or even a smoky mint-infused tequila margarita.
Those all sound amazing. Are there any other mint cocktail trends you've noticed?
Another trend that's gaining momentum is the use of muddled mint. Muddling is a technique that involves gently crushing herbs or fruits to release their flavors.
So it's like giving those mint leaves a little massage to bring out their essence.
That's a great way to put it. And muddled mint is being used to add a fresh and vibrant flavor to a wide range of cocktails, from classic mojitos to innovative new creations.
This deep dive has been an incredible journey. I never realized how versatile and fascinating mint truly is. It's a plant that stimulates our senses, soothes our bodies, cleans up our environment, and inspires culinary creativity. It's truly remarkable.
I couldn't agree more. And it's a testament to the interconnectedness of nature and the endless possibilities that emerge when we explore the world with a curious mind and an open heart.
And remember, dear listeners, the next time you're sipping on a refreshing mint tea or enjoying a delicious mojito, Take a moment to think about the incredible science and history behind this amazing plant.
Yeah, we often forget about how complex the natural world is, but there's just so much to learn if we, just take the time to look a little closer.
Okay, before we wrap up this deep dive into mint, I'm curious about something we've discussed, the science, the history, and even the future of mint. But what about, its cultural significance? Has mint played a role in, like, mythology, folklore, traditions around the world?
That's a great question. And, the answer is a resounding yes. Mint has been a part of human culture for centuries, appearing in mythology and folklore and traditions all over the globe.
Can you give us some examples of how mint has been, portrayed or utilized in different cultures?
Absolutely. In ancient Greece, mint was associated with hospitality. It was often used to make rooms smell nice and freshen linens. It was a symbol of welcome and generosity.
I can see how that connection to hospitality makes sense, given mint's refreshing and inviting aroma.
Precisely. And in Roman mythology, mint was linked to the nymph Mint, who was transformed into a mint plant by the goddess Persephone. It's a story that reflects the transformative power of nature and the lasting appeal of mint's fragrance.
It's interesting how these ancient stories are so often intertwined with botanical elements. It shows a deep respect for nature.
Absolutely. And moving beyond Europe, in traditional Chinese medicine, mint is associated with the element of wood. It's believed to promote the flow of energy or qi throughout the body.
Oh, that's interesting. So mint is not only seen as a physical remedy, but also as a way to balance and harmonize the energy within the body.
Exactly. And in Ayurveda, the traditional medicine system of India, mint is highly valued for its cooling and digestive properties, and it often used to balance excess heat in body and help with digestion.
It's really amazing how mint has been incorporated into these ancient healing systems. It reflects a deep understanding of, its properties and its connection to our well-being.
It is, isn't it? And these cultural perspectives really add another layer of understanding to this incredible plant.
This deep dive has been a real eye-opener. I had no idea that mint, a plant I see almost every day, could be so multifaceted and complex.
It's a true testament to the wonders of the natural world and the constant possibilities for discovery that are out there when we look at the familiar with curiosity and an open mind.
Well said. And on that note of curiosity and wonder, I think we'll wrap up this deep dive into the fascinating world of mint. It's been great exploring this topic with you, and I really hope our listeners have gained a new appreciation for this remarkable plant.
It's been a pleasure sharing this journey with you, and I hope our listeners are inspired to keep exploring the world around them with a thirst for knowledge and a sense of awe for how intricate nature truly is.
So the next time you come across mint, whether it's in your toothpaste or your tea or your cocktail, or even just growing in your garden, take a moment to appreciate its rich history, its amazing properties, and its connection to our culture. There's always more to learn, even in the most ordinary things.
That's a great point. And remember, dear listeners, the journey of discovery never ends. So keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep that spark of curiosity alive.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of mint. We hope you'll be back for our next exploration of the fascinating world of science and beyond.